All right. So today we will be building on what we've already started. All right. We'll be building on what we already started. So it's a prerequisite for us to have a at least a level of understanding on the introduction to SQL, subcategories, creating database, altering database, updating database, deleting, modifying, and those are some of those basic things you need to know. Okay, so today we will be progressing with we'll be progressing with the where keyword. All right, so it's under data querying language. So we are done with data definition language. We are done with DML, which is manipulation language. All right. So today we'll be advancing with DQL. All right. So it's data querying language. So it's so like the name implies. Before I before I progress with that, can anyone distinguish between DML and DDL? If you've been following, just something not necessarily in depth, but just a basic understanding. Okay, Mary Jane, let's hear you.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yes, good
Good evening,
evening.
sir. Can you hear me? Good evening, everyone. Okay, so like just basic differences between DDL, that's data definition language, and DML, data manipulative language. DDL defines the structure and schema of a database, while DML manipulates and retrieves data within a database. And then another thing again is that DDL affects database structure, and why DML just affect only the data inside the table.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. That's very, very precise. All right. Does anyone want to give it a try again? Anyone want to say something based on your understanding? Okay, yeah, Beatrice, your hand is up rather.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good
everybody.
good evening.
I want to say what I want to say is close to what you just said. The
Okay,
DDL is talking about is directly it's like giving command given to the structure of the database, while
okay,
the DML is like commands that works with the contents of the database structure. That's the major differences. Thank you, sir.
all right, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so both definitions go together. They are correct. All right. So today, I won't really focus much on DQL. All right, which is data querying language, but basically it's more like it's also a subset. So I told you there are different subsets, but what we're treating in today's class or in the course of us learning SQL, we just be focused on these three categories of SQL command, which is DDL, DML, and DQL. We also have DCL, which is data control language. So it's I won't be teaching that. Okay, so it's just the basic ones that you need to know. It's a must. You should know, right? So DQL, like the word, anyone want to give it a try? I like I like having an interactive class. I don't want to just throw it. Just want us to think. So DQL, like the name implies. Does anyone want to give it a try? I said it in passing, right? But today we won't be going really deep into it. Probably that will be our next class because there are keywords and clauses that comes under DQL. But from the name, DQL, inspire. All right, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And DQL means data query language.
Okay. Okay. Yes. What do you understand it to be as? That's just the
Okay. The query, like, it is used to retrieve, like, all those, to query language, to manipulate SQL language. I don't know.
okay. So you are correct. You are correct. You use the keywords, the terminologies there. So it's a command used for querying. So querying also means retrieval, retrieving information from a database or your table. Okay. So the work it's more of querying and rather than modifying. Okay, we're not modifying, we're just querying. We want to see what's in our data, we want to retrieve it. So that's just the keyword or the distinguishing um definitions. It's querying and retrieving rather than defining, which is for DDL, or modifying, which is for DML. All right. So they are different. The main command in DQL is select, and you see over here we've been using the word select. Select is used to retrieve. If I run this now, you see we've retrieved the content in our table. All right, so this is just a demo file. Okay, so that's the only keyword, the main keyword, select, unlike the DDL, which is create, alter, drop, truncate, and then DML, which is update, insert, and one other, the remaining one, update, I think update, insert, and delete. Okay, so for the DQL, it is select, just select, but then it is accompanied, we have optional clauses. All right, so I won't be touching that today. That will be our next class. I just want to give us an overview or a peek into what we'll be doing. So today I'll be focusing on filtering data. Okay, so if you hear the word filtering, it's also to retrieve, right? It's also to retrieve, and I'll show us some of this, how we can retrieve data. Okay, so let me before I proceed, does anyone have any question as regards what I've just explained? Okay. All right. No question. So filtering data in SQL, I think this will give us the reason I'm taking this before DQL, because we'll get to use this a lot. All right. So filtering data in SQL is a fundamental skill that involves using specific clauses. And in the beginning of the class, I mentioned what clauses are and operators. Sorry, not operators. Keywords, clauses, and statements. Okay, a combination of all of these is a statement. Select from, it's a statement. Okay, it's like a sentence in English. So keywords, they are usually alone. All right, so in filtering data in SQL, we use the keyword where. All right, so you will see it a lot. Most of the queries, like two-thirds or 70% of the queries you'll be writing in SQL as you advance, you get to use select, where, from these keywords. All right, so it's used to select. It's used to select or retrieve specific information, only the rows that meet certain conditions, and they are combined with operators, and they must meet certain conditions. So I believe I'm talking to a class that have understanding about operators, on operators, conditions, okay, logical operators. We've done that in our Excel class, we've done that in our Power BI class. So this should be a walkover, right? And also another way to comprehend and retain all that have been taught. So understanding the where clause. The where clause is used to specify conditions that must be met for a row to be included in the result set. Right. So this is the syntax. Select. Let me highlight this. Okay. Select from. Let's use this. Okay. Oh, this is not proper. These are weak colors. Maybe something very strong. Okay, better. So this is the condition. So you must later I would show us, I would explain some of these things for us. That's the what's the word now? The order in which these things come, so that you'll be able to retain it better. Because sometimes you can mix up these keywords. So this is the syntax. Select the colon names. You remember I said you can put the colon names in one by one, depending on how you want it to be returned. Okay. And then you can as well use the asterisks to return all the all the colon names and the data or the attributes in each of them. So the select keyword follows, or the colon name follows the select keyword, and then the table follows the from keyword, and then the condition that must be met follows the where clause. All right. So filtering based on a single condition. So this is how I'm going to walk us through it. All right. Let me go to my workbench. Okay, let me create a new SQL file. Let's use this. All right. So if you've watched the previous video, okay, you should be able to, I think you should, I started the where keyword, okay, updating single entries. So you can use the where to update. All right. So it's a supporting clause also, depending on the keyword you're using. Update product, sets product name equals this. So we're using to update. I don't want to go over this again because of time. So you can go and understand the examples I use the where keyword for. So modifying more than, this was under DML, modifying more than 2 entries. I use the where keyword and the in operator. Okay, select from. So I've used the where. All right. So let me just quickly run through this. So I think it was Bola that asked a question. So I already dropped the answer on your DM, but let me walk us through it again. So I'm not going to explain most of the things because it's going to take time. There are some things I would like to cover. So for those of us that have already watched the video in the previous class, so it is a build up on what I was doing. I didn't do that, so it was Bola that brought it to my attention. All right, so we were trying to, where is it? We're trying to modify more than 2 entries, okay? And I was using the update keyword to set the price, to change the price. Okay, so this is a colon now. Okay, we have all of this. All right, we have all of this price name. So what this set price was doing was what this keyword was doing was to update the price. So if I want to change the price, let's say we have a product inventory in a supermarket, and we want to, or in a mall, we want to update the price because of inflation and certain conditions. Okay, so this is how you update it. You update the name of the table. Okay, so I said you could use this syntax, the database name followed by the table name. You could also use the table name alone. So you can see this in different RDBMS. So MySQL offers us that provision to make use of this. So set price is a keyword, all right, that is used to it's an operator. It enables us to specify multiple values in a where clause. All right, so like I said, they go hand in hand. So we set the price equals this, all right, and we use the where clause to direct where we want to update. So remember, DML manipulates, we're modifying, we want to modify the entries. So that's where the where, this is where the where keyword comes in. So we're trying to do it for more than one entry. So change what this in operator does is that it also directs where the change has to be effected in the colon. So we're working on just the product name, laptop. So I wanted to change the price of a laptop, tablet, standing fan, and then the mouse pad to a certain price. Okay. So I'm just glossing over it because I took time to explain it in the last class. All right. So you could watch the previous video. Uh, Esther, Paul, your hands are up. Yes. You have a question.
So please, I want to ask, how does one create like inside this schema? Like, I want to create a new view. Like inside the same schema, I want to create a new view. Please, how can I do that?
You want to create a new table.
Sorry.
You want to create a new table.
Yeah, something like that.
Is it something like that, or that's what you want to do? Let's be
I
sure.
don't know. I don't really know the name for it, but like create a new empty space, like the way I'm saying it here, like make it inside the same schema, like inside the same file, or what
Schema.
should I call it? Sorry?
You want to include, you want to add a record, or you want to create an entire table. Schema, just to be short, schema is also called a database. All right.
Okay.
Or is it, it's a model where you are connecting different tables. That's the word schema. So like, I'm
Oh,
not sure, I'm not very I don't get your question. Does anyone?
like let's say for example, as I'm working now, like I want to create a new, like after creating my database, like I want to work on a new, should I say a new sheet or something like that?
Okay, do you I'm not getting it correctly. Uh, Hold on,
Okay.
Raphael. Raphael.
Is she want to create another table, then on that same table she want to add a column.
Okay, okay. Modupe, you want to say something too?
She just said what I wanted to say.
Okay, so let's hear from the horse's mouth. Esther Paul, are they in sync?
Sir?
Are they in sync with what your question is?
Yeah, yes sir. Like I don't really like my work being like, let's say, jam packed, like it makes me dizzy. So I want to like create an entire, like for each set of, let's say, database I want to work in. Let's say in that same file, I want to create a new view, like something like that, and still keep the record of the whole stuff. Or should I say new page, or I don't know, but in
Okay,
the same file.
is it I just if you look at this now, this is SQL1. This is where I'll be writing my script now for today's class.
Yeah,
This is a
something like
demo.
this. Yeah.
Okay, this is what you mean. Something like this. This is a blank.
Yeah, it's going to be like new like this, but in the same file or something.
Okay, okay. So, all right, my mind was already taking me in several places. I was already thinking you were talking about a topic we might would definitely touch ahead. But so I think I
Okay.
understand.
All right, sir.
Um, okay, so I think this is what you mean. Creating a new file. All of this is what you mean. Mr. Paul. Hello, Beatrice. Your hands are up.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I want to explain something from what she's asking. Sometimes you want to ask something, but you don't know how to put it. Maybe let
Yes,
me
yes.
just explain it the way I understood her question. For example, in an Excel spreadsheet, you have a workbook, a total work that contains the entirety of
All the
whatever thing you're
sheets.
doing. And then here in that workbook, you have different worksheets for different part of the workbook. Probably she's
Yeah,
asking if she wants to create an extra workbook like that. Instead of jam packing everything she wants to do in one worksheet, she
inside
wants to
one.
have different
Okay,
different sheets in one workbook. I believe that's what she's asking.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
okay, okay, okay. All right. You go and buy Beatrice one bottle of wine. Okay. So I think we're all clear. Abi, won't you collect your wine? All right. So
I will collect though.
Esther, for your hands are still up.
No, no, sorry, sir. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Don't forget the wine, please. To ask questions in today is not all right. So I think I get what you're saying. So if you take a look at this, we started this sheet from the very first line of code here. This is a comment, all right, and we wrote it down. All right, thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's why I created this SQL file one because it was becoming too redundant. All right, so you can have so probably in when I begin to walk us through some very interesting projects, so we'll see how to do that. So instead of having a lot of queries here, you can just use one sheet to one SQL script. You call it script here to create your table. Just do some minor things and maybe open another script to begin to write. So you just save it as one file. All right. So all of them will be saved. So the next time you open it, it will open all of this together. All right. So let's just do that for today's class. Okay. So where was that? Yeah, time is already gone. Let me just wrap this up. All right. So I assume that everybody here, okay, knows or is up to date. Because if I begin to explain to really take our time. So I assume that everybody here is up to date with our last class. If you're not, please just visit the last class. All right. So well, like I said, so we're still updating. We want to change the values for different products. Okay. Sorry, for different categories. Oh, I think that's a what was the question again? Okay, I want to update the values. All right. Let me put in a very simple. I want to update the values across different columns. What we did was just one column. We're changing, look at it here. We're updating the price. We're updating the price for just one column. Okay. So we change the price for just one column. All right. But now we want to update our table. We want to update our table for different columns at the same time. So what I mean is that I want to change the price. At the same time, I want to change the manufacturing date, and at the same time, I want to change the maybe let's say category. So I'm changing the entries. I'm changing each entry. All right. So this is what I mean. So okay, let me just copy this. Where is it? Let me just copy this. Okay, copy. All right, paste. So so instead of updating it for just one column, exactly because this is just product name. All right. So I want this. Sorry, this is just price. All right. But I want to do it for multiple columns. Let's say category, manufacturing date, and product name. So this is what we're going to do. Update the table. This is the table. This is the syntax. Then set. Let's say you can set price to um, this amount. Okay. Can come over here and write manufacture date. I hope this doesn't confuse you. Just manufacture date. This is 2024. Out of 09. Put this into and put the category. So okay, let me make yes, I think a better way to explain. So this is what I want to do. All right. So I just got a hold of it. So I want to change this exactly. So let's say entry 6. We want to change the product name. All right. So you can, for example, let me use a very good example. Most of us that buy phone on a very regular Airtel, if I say Airtel, Techno, for example, they have different model names. Techno Spark something, Techno Spark K7. That's one I can remember. That was one of the phones I bought some years ago. Techno Spark K7 something, Techno Smart something, their model numbers. So let's say there's an upgrade, okay, for an inventory. Now we want to change this mouse pad, all right, and then at the same time we want to change the category of the mouse pad. We're no longer interested in putting it in under electronics. We want to put it under gadgets. And then, of course, since there's an upgrade, the price will change. Inflation, all right, quality of parts that have been used to make the phone, and then the manufacture date, exactly the year. So let's even make it more practical. Let's change this. Today is what? Today is Wednesday, 27th. So let's do November 2024, November, and then today is 27th. Beautiful. So we're changing this category to gadgets. Right. So I was looking for a way to explain it. Okay. So so we've changed the price. What's the price of mouse pad now? $100. Okay. So let's change the price. Let's not pursue people with price. $100. Okay. Let's do $176. All right. Let's do 0.99. 0.99. All right. So you just get the analogy I'm using, right? So we're changing the entries. So remember, this is modifying more than 2 entries. Okay. So this is a good example for it to fall under. So we're directing where that change has to be effected. So let me throw it open. Where do you think we should direct the entry to? In the previous example, I used product name. But now, if you're following the question very well, if you're following this problem statement very well, I think you should be able to guess where the colon name we want to enter, since it's only for mousepad. Does anyone want to give it a try? If you're following the example, I believe we're following the example. So I want to change the entire entry for mousepad. So mousepad is an entity, okay, and it has its own attribute rather. Okay. Does anyone want to give it a try? Anybody? Beverly. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know, it might be wrong. Can you use the product ID?
Beautiful, beautiful. So we're using the product ID. Okay. All right. So the reason why using the product ID, remember RDBMS. Okay, MySQL is an RDBMS. All right. I remember I said um, database in a relational database. Okay, we store information based on tables. We store it in tables rather, and this table they have relationship with the entries. Okay, the entity and then the attributes. So this is an entity now. The product ID is an entity that has each of these attributes. So 7, the attributes of 7 is bookshelf, which is under product name, furniture under category, this price under price, and then this manufactured date under this column. So this is an entity. All right. So where product ID, where product ID, okay. So this will be the syntax. Where product ID equals, so we change this, right? Equals what's mouse pad is 6. All right, so we're changing mouse pad, we're changing it to be under the gadget category, we're changing the price, and then we're changing the manufactured date. So we can run this. All right. So I want to see my results. So I just say select from what now? Product table. Okay. Control Shift and enter. All right, so you can see this entry, right? It has been changed, right? Do you understand that? So this is where you can do it. So mouse, we've updated our inventory now. Change the mouse part under category, and then the manufacturer date. Today is 27th 11 2024. Okay, so if you're not getting it, don't worry. Watch the previous video. It will take time for you to understand. All right. So I'm writing this code because I've been writing it for a long time, and I have a solid understanding of what's happening. So it comes with time. All right. So don't pressure yourself if you're not getting it. Even if you get it today and you forgot how you got it yesterday, just still exercise patience with yourself. All right. So I think if you watch the previous video, you will get to understand what this set is, updates, just understand the keywords. All right, so I believe we can proceed to the next. That was just to answer the question that Bola raised, and it's a continuation from what I did last time. So, so we're using we're talking about filtering in Excel. All right, so you saw I just used the where clause. You can use the where clause in conjunction with different keywords. So now the first thing I want to introduce us to will be filtering using conditions. All right, filtering based on a single condition. Okay, filtering based on a single condition. So this is what I mean. Let's check what our note. So filtering based on a single condition. Okay, so this is also a syntax. You are saying select from this table name employees where the department is equals to this. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. So from Excel, remember conditions. I think we did logical conditions. We made use of logical functions too, and we saw how they were applied. So this is what let me write some comments here. This is what let me just give a breakdown of what we'll be doing. We're working on expressions. Okay. Working on conditions. I hope I'm able to cover this very fast. Conditions. Okay, see the same thing. Filtering based on okay. We work with logical operators also. Logical operators. Okay. Using not and what else? So we also combine also combine. So this will be the flow. We combine these these logical operators. So all of this would help us to carry out analysis when doing data analysis in SQL. Okay, to create complex conditions. All right, so let's proceed. So now what are operators? We have several kinds of operators, right? We have the equality sign, we have the greater than, we have what else? What do we have again? We have greater than, equal to, we have the not equal to, there are several operators we have, okay, and then we see how to use it when using the where function. So they must meet certain conditions to return your values, okay, or to return your query, what your query is defining within your table. Okay, so for example, let me give a use case now. So we have this is our table now. Okay, we'll be working with this table as we progress. Later, I'll show you how to what's the word, to bring some data sets into SQL. Okay, because this is not what we're working with all through. But for the class, this is very, very simple, just 10 rows. So if you can master this, all right, you could apply to bigger data sets. So let's say, for example, we want to select the price. Okay, we want to select the price where it's equal to a particular number. You've seen we're already using it here, right? So this is what we will do. We'll be filtering using a single condition. So we've looked at our table now. We want to see the price that is equal to, we just updated this table now. Where is it? We updated entry 6, okay, 176.99. It's simple. We're already used to it in Excel and Power BI. So we can say select. So this is the use case now. Filter the newest product we just updated, okay, based on price. All right, so that's already a condition. So based on price. If I say based on price, so I just expect the entry where the price is, only the colon. Okay, so that's already that's a condition. But let's communicate it in SQL language. Okay, I can say select all from product table. Okay, where price equal to what was the price we just used? Okay, 176.99. Right, 176.99. So you can see it has just returned. It has just returned this entry where the product ID is 6. Okay. Use it in conjunction with operators. That's what I'm trying to say. You use it in conjunction with operators. All right. And when you're carrying out analysis, okay, remember in Excel, we can use we just come over here, we use the filter, that filter drop down. Okay, we can just select it. Select if you can select, we can unselect all the entries, all the unique entries, and just highlight and just check the particular entry where a value is recorded, and to just return this. This is something similar to in Excel. And it's very important that we master all of this. Okay, so in conjunction with the where clause, the operator, these operators, they are used, okay, to filter. Remember, what we're treating is filtering data using the where clause in SQL. So most of the things you'll be doing in Excel, and most of the things you'll be doing in DQL, all right, most of the things you'll be doing in DQL, which is data querying language, is for data retrieval. So it's very important you understand this. All right. So these are this is a condition now, filtering based on condition. So we've returned a specific condition. It must be met. It is either this condition is met or not. Okay, do we understand? Any question? Okay, so basically what this is doing is that it's checking whether the expression is met. So this alone, the equality sign, all right, is a comparison operator. Okay, the equality sign is a comparison operator, while price and the value is called expression. I go over it again. The equality sign, okay, is the operator, while the price and the value or the attribute under that colon is called the expression. Right. So everything, so you get, so every condition we've seen now, or this condition we've seen, must check whether two expressions are equal. That's what the equality sign is doing. So the equality sign is an example of comparison operator. So there are a few more. So like I said, the equality sign, greater than or equal to, lesser than. So these are operators, and they are used in conjunction with the where. All right. So this is what the equality sign does. Okay. So let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next thing. All right. So let's say we want to check this. All of these nights under DQL, we're retrieving data, we're querying it. Okay. So let's say we want to check for we want to see where our price is less than or equal to a certain amount. Okay, just understand the basics. So we say these two, we could also say, okay, let me hatch this, copy and paste. So let's say we're not interested in returning all the columns. Okay, we just want to see for the price. Remember I said we could do it this way. Okay, we could just get rid of this asterisk and say we want to see the price and then the product that, or the category that the change was affected. But let's just do the product name. Let's do the price. We're interested in returning only the price category, or let's say price and product name. Product name. Okay, from product table. This is what we return. Just return two Okay, so it has returned to colon name. So all of this is under DQL, querying your database. So understand, if you can understand the building blocks, you'll be able to carry out advanced SQL queries or data retrieval. Right. So now we're interested in filtering. Okay, we're interested in filtering for a particular condition. All right. So what we've just done, let me name this. Let me name this filtering. That will put it in perspective. Filtering based on filtering using comparison operators rather. Okay. So we understand what we're doing. All right. Let me get rid of this. So this is equal to. So the next operator we'll be looking at is the not equal to. Okay, not equal to. So select all from okay. I say where price. So the not equal to operator, you will see it like this. Okay. So this is not equal to. So another use case for this, we're interested in returning all the inventory that have not been updated. So in this case now, it's just this. I think I need to have one of these syntax here so that I can be able to call it at any time. Typing takes time. Okay, let me just select this, control copy. Okay, put it here. Let's call this. So this is what we have now. All right. So we remember the use case where we've made update into our inventory. All right. So and now we're trying to retrieve where that information has been stored. So we want to select every other thing except where the update has been recorded, right? So we can say, so since we know this is what we've updated recently in our inventory, we can say, okay, now return all the information or all the entries, simple English, that have not been updated, that have not been yes, put up to date. Okay, so we can say, let's return this value to, okay, and see the difference. So what's the difference here? Who can spot it from the analogy or the example we're trying to the scenario we're trying to paint here? Glory, have you spoken today? Okay, go ahead. Glory.
Is it me? Chiamaka.
Yeah. Okay, there's Glory in your
Okay.
name too. That's why I was calling Glory. Yeah, Chiamaka, go ahead.
Okay. What we are returning is every entry that its price is not equal to 176.99 from the product table.
Okay, okay. All right. So this operator here, you know, this is equal to this. Is what remember, you know, this is as equal to. This is not equal to. I think I don't know whether this is still working. Let's try something like this. Most of us know it as, where is that exclamation mark sign now? Okay, I think this one should work too. I think I hope it's not redundant. All right, so it worked. So this is equal to, okay, and this is not equal to. So that's several use cases you can bring this into while writing your queries in SQL, right? So most of the things you'll be doing or you'll be doing in SQL, you get to use the where. So I'm trying to take my time to explain all of these clauses, because what you'll be doing in SQL is data analysis. You're asking questions, all right? So you have to retrieve, just like segmenting your data into a smaller portion, into smaller samples, right? So you'll be using the where clause. So get to understand all of these where clause and what it can be used in conjunction with. Okay. Any question here before I proceed to the next thing? Okay. So let me copy this and so say we want to see, let's make use of the greater than or equal to. It's the same thing. So this is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So so we're interested in returning. We're just analyzing this data now based on price, okay? And we're interested in returning all the entries that are greater than or equal to, let's say, a particular price. Let's change this to 100. So this is how we write it. So SQL gives you that provision to write your queries based on conditions. Okay, a lot of entries are still here. Let's raise the bar. Let's say 500. We just have something few. Okay, so you see, what we are doing now, we are querying the table. Okay, we are querying the table and we are filtering, right? So this is greater than, the condition must be met. If it's not met, it will not return. So the take home here will be that filtering is done using all of these operators. Okay. So you can also do the same thing for less than or equal to. Okay, so you can see the result here on this result pane. Okay, so now let's proceed. Let's make it very, very interesting and see how we can query data now. So this is all for the conditions. Okay, we're filtering based on conditions. Okay, so now, just like Excel, when you begin to write functions, you begin to write uh, you begin to, what's the word now? It's called yeah, nested functions. Okay, you put things like, yeah, maybe you're using text functions. You want to clean your data text using concatenate. You combine it with trim. You combine it with, so it's called the nesting of functions, right? So all of these are just simple now: equals to, greater than, less than, not equal to, and we're already querying our database. Querying is like, I need information. Retrieve, I want to just see the categories or price using where clause. All right, so let's begin to combine functions now, combine these operators to form complex queries, all right, based on conditions that must be met. So this is where SQL comes very handy. So the next demo will be to use to filtering using okay. So this way it becomes very interesting. Now we're interested in selecting. If you saw that I was just using price, okay. So that I was just using price colon. So let's say we want to query or retrieve just the category and then the product name for a particular kind of product. All right. So we're using a what's the word now? A table that contains is it stationary? There are different things here, but so we have different products and their respective category. So now we're making use of the and logical operator. All right. So the and gives the and what the and does is that two or more conditions must be met. I explained that in Power BI. So two or more conditions must be met before it returns. So let me just give you a sneak peek of what we'll be doing in SQL. Right. So aside, I want to put context into all of these things. So data analysis, okay. All of these are tools that will help us analyze our data. But then where the real data analysis comes in will be most of the times you just be, like you have to be curious to understand what's happening. Okay. And this tool is a vehicle to achieve that purpose. So we've looked at this now. Using SQL is a query language, okay, structured query language used to query structured data. Now, when you see we selected this now, and this is what it returned. Okay, we could be looking at how our price vary according to category and then according to the date they were made. Where SQL comes in is that it is helping us to achieve that purpose. The objective was to see how price, okay, maybe affect, or maybe no, not affect, maybe how price, and we want to see the variation in price and then maybe the manufacture date. For us to do that in SQL, that's where our filtering comes in. So querying, you have to, for you to be able to get to, for you to be able to see what's happening in your data, okay, to see the trends, to see the patterns, or to just spot some information in your table or in your database. You have to do that by the use of SQL or this querying or filtering techniques. So it's very important that we master the basic, the fundamentals. That's what I'm trying to say here. So most of the things you'll be doing in SQL is observation. You must have that thinking capacity, that curiosity to see what's really happening. If you can have the intention to do something, but if you can't hold, or if you can't maybe make use of the tool, it will be difficult. Okay, so it's like, this is the best analogy. Passion or zeal without knowledge won't take you far. So you're passionate about something, you love the medical field, okay, you love to be a doctor, you love to be an engineer, But if someone comes to tell you, okay, I need treatment, and you know that the person does not even understand what it is to practice this this um this required skill, you won't be able to carry out your operation. All right. So understanding it is very, very key. All right. So using where is this? Okay, so using the logical operator, there are two logical operators that I would introduce us to today. All right, which is the and or function. The and operator, rather, the and or function. So this is it. So we say select from what's the name of our table again? Product. Okay. See where the where comes in now. So where category equal. So I want to look at all the products under the category colon. Okay. So let's say, which of the categories do we have here? Let's look at finance and furniture. Let's say finance. What else again? Let's okay. This is where the and operator comes in now. Okay. So remember I said the and condition. Before the and condition must be met, okay, there must be two. There must be two. Uh, before the and condition is executed, there must be at least two product or no two expressions. All right, two expressions. So remember, this is the operator. This is an operator. The expression now is this. Okay. This is the expression. So two expressions must be met. So I'll put in my semicolon and run this query. Okay, I don't think we have something like that in our table. Let's be sure. Okay, we don't have a product name that falls under the product name chair that falls under finance. Where is product name? We have, okay, let's see chair. If it's under furniture, so let's change this to furniture. Furniture. Let's hope it runs. Okay. So you can see our entry now. So we've just conditioned our query to return the product category where we have furniture and then the product name chair. Okay, so this is what the query does. Now, just to recap again, the select keyword, is used to retrieve. It's a DQL language that is used to retrieve data, okay, from our script or our table. And then this is an optional clause that is under the DQL. Okay, my main focus for today is not to go into DQL because there are some clauses I would like to introduce us to, but I just want to show us where keyword comes in so that we can see how it is useful in retrieving data. But then filtering data, the where clause comes in conjunction most of the time with operators. Okay, so we've just filtered the information in our data set that must meet certain criteria. All right, do we understand? Is there any question here? Any question? Favor, okay.
Okay, sir. Good evening. I
Good
want
evening.
from the example you gave us. From the example I'm looking at. You used category name and the product name. I want to ask, can we use category names, then forgetting about the product names? Did you get my question?
No, I didn't get the question.
I said from the example you gave, you used furniture, which is a category name, and then product name being chair. Now my
Mm-hmm.
question is this: can we use different categories and that and operator instead of product name and then category name?
I'm still not getting your question. I'm trying to. What the and operator does is that two expressions must be met. So I would have said, I think maybe what your question is saying is that, copy this. Is this what you mean? I think this is what I can pick out from your question.
All I'm trying to ask is this: do we have different category names under that category there? We have furniture, we have finance, we have other ones there. Now, can we use furniture and finance instead of furniture and chair being a product name? That's my question.
Okay. Okay. I think I get your question. So you mean something like this?
Yes, yes, yes.
Joy, your hands are up. So it's not returning. We're using it to filter different colons, right? Two different expressions. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, thank you.
All right, Joy, your hand was up.
Sir, that was a mistake. Read it, sir.
All right. Okay. So from the and condition, okay, the and condition, it has to, it uses, it must meet two conditions, all right, before it can be executed. All right. So what we're trying to from this now, you see, it cannot work if we use two, if we use the same colon name to return different attributes we need within it rather. All right. So this is something. So for this that it can run because the condition has to meet two different criteria, which is different colon names. All right. So let's move to the next logical conditions. Let's use all condition. All right. So we're filtering our information from our table based on the all criteria. All right. So what does the all do? For the and, the difference between the and condition and the all is that two conditions must be met. It must equal the condition, all right, before it executes. But then the all function, there is the query, one of them, if one of the criteria is met, it will still return at least one criteria must be met. But unlike the and condition, the two criteria must be met before it returns or it evaluates. Okay, so another use case is we want to check where we want to filter where the price is equals to a certain amount or is greater than a certain amount. Right. So instead of writing the query again, let me just select this, or let me change this to price. Can change the price to 150, right? Or so what this query means is that retrieve all the column names from this product table where the price is equals to this value or the price is greater than this value. So once all our product prices that's equal to 150, all right, or is greater than 150. So the condition here is that there are two conditions, all right. So if we find a price that is equal to 150, it will return it. So if we find a price that is greater than 150, it will still return it. So one of the criteria must be met before this is evaluated. Okay. So this query will sample our data into a smaller chunk, right, for analysis. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only entry 5 that is missing. Okay, let's see what's in entry 5. So entry 5 is less than 150, just 100.51. Okay, so let me get rid of that semicolon there. So the all function, okay, it meets at least one criteria. One criteria must be met before it can return. Okay, so to run it again, you see that it returns all the price that is either 150 equal to 150 or greater. Okay, so we see here entry 3, there's a price that is 150. Okay, but then it's greater. It has met this criteria. It's not. So we don't see any price that is just equal to 150 on the dot. Most of all the criteria that were met are the ones that the price were greater than 150. So 150.79 is greater than 150. 255 is greater than 150. Likewise, 176. We have this one, 1218899. All right. So you see that this condition was not met, but this was met and it returned it. Unlike this, the AND function, the AND operator, okay, it's a logical operator. If you return it, if you run it, you can see that it's only furniture and chair that were returned. But if I should end this query here and just return all of them, you can see we have different categories that have furniture in them. Furniture, furniture, furniture. But this furniture is associated with the product name bookshelf. This one is associated with coffee table. Only this one is associated with chair. So the and is a what's the word now? It's a condition that all the criteria must be met for it to return. Okay, all the criteria must be met for this. So this is more flexible. Okay, it's more flexible compared to this. So let me get rid of this. Okay. So so this is where that question comes in. Who asked that question just now? Who was that? The one for where we tried to change the product name to Favor. Okay, so this is how you'll be able to do that now. Okay, I just wanted to run that so that you see how you see the error that it will return. So if you can get a basic understanding of all of this, it will help. So the next function we'll be using that will be very helpful in filtering data within our script when executing and analyzing data. So we're using the in and between function. I think that's the last one we just touched today. Then our next class, I'll introduce us proper into DQL, right? So in filtering, there's what we call filtering using in and between. Okay. So in our previous class, we saw that we used the keyword between. Where is it again? Well, this was the first place I introduced between. Sorry, use in. So I said previously that the in the in operator, it's an operator. Okay. The in operator is used in conjunction with the update. All right, it's an operator that allows us to specify multiple values in a where clause. Okay, so using the in operator helps us to simplify our queries. You saw that we wanted to update the price for these categories. All right, so using the in operator is just like it's not an aggregate function, but it helps us. It's just simplifies the query. It helps us to update a particular entry across various columns or various entries at the same time. So it's a way of simplifying our query. So it's often used in conjunction with this set keyword. Okay, and you see it's also used in conjunction with the where keyword, this where clause. So it's a way of directing where you want to make a change in your query. It's a way of directing where you want to make a change or you want to filter. Okay, so all of this, they are supporting clauses that you use in conjunction with your where clause or set. Okay, so to do that here, so let's say we want to, this is a use case. Now let me put it in a scenario where we get to understand. Okay, we want to select all our we want to select just, let me try and open Excel so that I will drive this explanation very well. So let's say we want to remember we said filtering is used to, where's the definition again? Filtering data in SQL is a fundamental skill that involves using specific clauses and operators to retrieve only the rows that meet certain conditions. Okay, so this is it now. We want to filter all, just say, let's use category. Okay, we want to filter all the categories based on, we want to filter the category colon based on categories now. So let me hatch this query at this point. So this is the category colon, all right, and we have all of this. So we want to filter it based on, remember in our Excel, we just come over to the colon name here, click on that filter drop down, and then we can unselect or highlight the entries we want to filter to the top of our query. Okay, so to do that here too, we use the in operator. So it helps us to filter multiple, it helps us to filter based on multiple conditions. All right, so this is it. Select asterisk from product table. Now using the where keyword, so to follow the syntax, remember, let me bring this to our remembrance again. If you are using the where clause, the syntax is that a condition must follow. Okay, and we've seen how to use the where clause to specify conditions using the operators, using the in, the logical operators, and then equality signs there. So the condition that must be met will be, we want only the information pertaining to this category equals, not equals to. So instead of using the equality sign now, in this case, okay, let me get rid of it. In this case, we're using the equality sign in conjunction with the where clause. In this case, we're using the less than or equal to in conjunction with keyword where. In this case, we're using the greater than or equal to. Okay, and this is not equal to. We also use and in conjunction with the equality sign, and then the where clause. We also use or in conjunction with this. So now we are using this in operator. Okay, and this is how we use the in operator. So we specify the categories we want to retrieve, only the categories we want to retrieve. So it helps us to return or to query multiple conditions. So you can say furniture, can come here and say finance, okay, let's add one more. Which other category do we have? Let's gadgets. We'll catch it. So you can see it has returned only for this category. Okay, furniture, finance, and gadgets. There's a note here, I think they will help me. Okay, so you can see the filtering using in operator. Okay, is used to filter data based on a list of values. All right, based on a list of values. So this is the syntax now. So if you want to understand the in operator, just get this definition. It's used to filter data based on a list of values, and this is how you use it. Okay, this is the syntax, the where, and then the condition where department is in all of this. Okay, so in place of the equality sign now here, where price equals this, you can see here where now it's a different colon name. We're no longer using equal to, we're using only the in operator equals this. So we can now specify multiple list of values here. Unlike, where is this again? Unlike the very beginning, if we run this, select from product table where the price equals it. So just one condition, and it will restrict you to what you want to find. So it's see what is returning. So if this expression does not meet the condition, it will not work. All right. So the in operator is used to specify or is used to retrieve information based on a list of values, and this is the syntax you get to use it. Okay, do we understand up to this point? Do you have any question? Is it confusing? Let me go over it again. So all of these are ways of filtering data or querying data. All right, so we are sampling it into smaller chunks, into smaller sizes, depending on what you are interested in or looking for. Do you understand up to this point? Any question? Or you want more clarity? Use this between. Okay. Yes, right. So I believe we understand up to this point. So let's use let's see what the between function does. Okay, so the between operator, okay, is used to filter data within a specific range. It's used to filter data within a specific range. Well, this is an example. Let me show us what this means. Okay. Show what this means. Before we understand the between function, let me use this as an example. So let's say we are looking for a range of price. This is what our data set is limited to. Let me return this again. Okay, so this is the data set we're working with. All right. So this is what we would do. So let's say we're interested in looking for, get the basics now. Let's say we're interested in looking for the price range. We want to filter our data to a smaller sample, but based on a certain condition. And the condition must be that the price must be between $150 and $900. Okay. So let me put it in writing. Let's do select this. Let me copy this. Okay, so this is what I mean. So look at this use case now. Look at the use case. I want to filter this data set based on a certain condition. The condition we're working with is the price, and the price must be between 150 and 900. Please, I need someone to help me with that. I'm filtering based on a condition. The condition, I'm trying to sample my data into a smaller chunk now, but I'm fitting it based on a criteria, which is the price must be between 150 and $900. I want to see all, let's say we want to see all our mid-range prices. For example, the highest price here is 12.99. Okay, and then I think the lowest here is 100. So we want to see all the entries that that is situated within the price range of 150 and 90. So I want somebody to help me do that. Just make an attempt. Make an attempt. This is the criteria now. The price must be between 150 and then 900. Can anyone give us an attempt? It's simple from what from what I've already explained. Okay, Beverly, go ahead.
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
Okay, where price
Okay.
between said 150.
Yes, where the price is between 150 and 900. So the use case now, we're trying to see where the categories that fall between the mid-range prices. The prices are not too high, they're not too low.
Okay, you use the between.
I'll use the between function.
Yeah, and between, yeah, I think
Okay,
between
okay.
and.
No. Okay, okay. You try using it with these operators.
Oh, okay. Where price? Okay, just with the operators.
Try
Where
using it with the
price?
comparison operators. Yes.
Okay. Where price equals to 150.
Where price equal to, okay, the price must, okay, let me put it this way. The price must be between
Okay,
lesser than, okay,
okay,
equal to 150
and did you say
and 900.
and
It must be equal to, it must be between 150 and 900. How would you write that? How would you query that?
okay? Where price
Mm-hmm.
equals to 150 and let's say
Where
is it less than
get 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 the query. The price must
okay.
be equal to 150 bit, or it must be between one, okay, simple. It must be between 150 and 900. It must, just those keywords, it must be between 150 and $900. Hello.
Yes, I'm here. I don't know what I have so many things in my head to say. Okay, let me just try.
Just throw it out. Give it.
Okay. Eh, um, where price?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm, I don't. I don't know if I should use
Just
equals
feel
to
free.
or less than
Where
or
price
greater
equal.
than.
Give it a try. Give it a try. We want to see the price that is between 150 and 900. It's simple.
Okay, you can use okay, where you can write from where price equals to
Mm-hmm.
150,
Mm-hmm.
then use the
Mm-hmm.
and The other 900, I think. I'm not sure.
900, like this.
Is it 900 or 90? You said
900.
90.
I want to see
Okay,
the
nine.
want to see the products or the products that falls between this price 150 and 900.
Okay, let's run it and see.
Okay, it didn't run. That does not mean you didn't get it or try. You want to make corrections to it.
Hmm.
Before we give someone else to try.
Okay. Let me say web price. Web price between. Can you say web price?
No, leave the between out of it. That's the
Oh,
reason I'm
okay,
using
okay,
this first. Leave the between.
okay. Can you
Okay.
use that web price is equals to 150 and that equals to 900. Mm? Sure. Let
Okay.
another
Okay.
person try.
Okay. No, you've tried. Thank you. Um, Deborah, your hands are up. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Okay. Um, Deborah. Deborah.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello, can you
Yes.
hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, where price you now write between bracket 150 comma 900.
No,
Close the bracket.
leave the between. Leave the between. We're not using the between function.
Did you
Write. Write
hello?
it. Write it. Can you mute your mic, please? There's background noise. Okay. I
Okay.
mean, write it as it
Where
is.
price
The price must be okay. Using the comparison operator. We're not using the between operator now. Using the comparison operator. Later, I'll send this note to you. There are some functions. I don't want to touch some functions so that as I'm entering, what's it called, DQL in our next class, to get a better hold of it. All right. So, hey, please mute your mic. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. All right. Does anyone want to give it a try using just the comparison, using the comparison operator? Okay. Chinenye, your hands have been up. Using
Okay,
the
good evening,
comparison
sir.
operators. All right.
Well, I think we should use where price is greater than or equals to 150,
Okay. Greater than
and
or equal to 150.
and less than or equals to 900.
Okay, write it out for me. Okay, after this is
Where
how am I writing?
price is
Mm-hmm.
equal to
Greater than or
or
equal to
greater than
150.
150,
Mm-hmm.
comma. I don't know, do I use comma, then price equals to,
I should just
or
write price.
I think I should use or in between.
Okay, you want to go with or?
Yeah,
Okay, or
price greater than, less than or equals to 900.
less than or equal to 900. Or less than equal to 900. Look at, there's
Yeah.
an error.
Oh.
Don't don't quit at this point. You're almost there. I want you to understand it as for everyone looking at the screen now. If this is language, this is SQL, it's like the English language too. Select, that's return all the rows from this table, okay, where price is equal to 150 or okay, let me help you. Okay,
Okay.
where price is equal to 150 or price.
Okay.
Okay, so you see that error has gone, but if we get rid of it, it will return
Yes.
this underline. Okay, but let's see. So this is what I'll take one more. Was it one more attempt again? But this is what I'm trying to run just in case that will get a hold of it. So what we're trying to look for is that we want to look. We said greater than or equal to. That means first it must first be equal to 150. So 150. Okay, I look at a price that is between 150. So it must be greater than or equal to 150. So we're not expecting anything less than 150. So greater than or equal to 150. We can still say 150.01 is greater than 150. So we want to return all the values between 150. Okay, let's say 165 is greater than 150. We want to return even 500 because 500 is greater than 150. We want to return 750.000, sorry, 750.00394 is still greater than 150. So this is it. This is what we're trying to return until it gets to 890.65, until it gets to 900. Understand what is going behind the SQL now. Until it gets to, it said greater than or equal to 150, but less than equal to 900. So this is the range of value we want to return. All right. So let's run this and check if it's correct. So where price is greater than 150, if you take a look at all the prices here, you can see that we have 100.50. So it doesn't meet our condition. Remember, I said the all condition is flexible. It returns at least if one condition is met. So this is the condition that is only met here. This one, less than or equal to 900, and everything in our entry is less than 9 is it's even returning 1 2, and 1 2 is higher than 900. Okay, so that attempt was not 100% correct. So you made it. You made okay. One more try before I am coming. So well done for the people that have tried already. Chemaka, do you want to try?
Yes, I want to try. So that place she puts or she should
Mm,
put and.
okay, justify your reasons.
My reason is we are trying to pull entries of prices that is between 150 and 900. So the two expressions must be met before
It
the
returns.
values
Okay,
will be returned.
okay, let's check it. his, his way he said is very, very confidently for me. So let's see if it meets. Class will agree. Let's see if it meets. Does it meet the condition? So return all the prices that is between 150, that's equal to 150, between 150, even the word between. So that means 150 is included between 150 and 900. The fact that I've called 150 and 900 meets the condition. So class, is this correct? Look at the prices. Okay, so we all agree it's correct. All right. So it's correct. So I think it's self-explanatory. All right. Okay, so now see the difference. So the between operator, okay, is the only argument that can take 3 arguments. Sorry, is the only operator that can take 3 arguments. All right. So look at it. This is what's this called? This is an operator. This is also an operator. This is also an operator. Okay. So now to write this in a more simpler way, that's where the between function comes in. Okay. So I'll select this code again. Control C, Control V. Okay. And then change this where price. I can write. Okay, let me get rid of this. Then I write it afresh again. Where price between, what's the condition again? Between 150. Okay. And 900. All right. So it's a more simpler way of writing this. So this is it just makes it for good readability, and then it reduces a lot of. So we had 3 operators here, greater than or equal to, which is a comparison operator. This is a logical operator, and then this is a comparison operator also. So where the price is between 150 all through, so it goes all through the range, this list, till it gets to 900, and then returns the value where price between 150. And so, like I said, SQL is a structured query language. It's just like English, if just little variations. All right. So select all of this where price is English between this. So if I'm writing, if I'm writing, I just thought of it now. I'm just saying what I'm writing it as code, the way I'm saying it, where price is between 150, and the only thing I didn't put here is, but unfortunately, it return an error. So select all the colon or all the entry from the table where the price, sorry, where this is supposed to be, if I want to write it in English, where price is between 150 and 9, but we won't be using this. Okay, so if we run this, you can see it's returned the same entry, the same result. All right. So that is the between operator for you. So it's a more simpler way of writing this. So as you advance in writing SQL queries, okay, you would begin to find ways of reducing multiple queries just to simplify your queries. All right. So but the between function, okay, is the way forward to reduce redundant queries. All right. So is that I hope that is understood. All right. So any question at this? So it might not, all of this might not be adding up, but trust me, we are going somewhere. If you can master all of this, all right. If you can master all of this, it will begin to add up, because as we progress, we'll begin to write. We won't be working with this data anymore. Okay? We won't be working with this sample data I just created. All right. So if you can master it in this small sample size, trust me, writing SQL queries will be a walkover for you. So that's all for the operators for today. Okay, using the where in conjunction with the where clause. So you see how we are filtering data, we are querying data, we are requesting the data to give us some particular information, some specific information. All right, so I'll drop another assignment. That will be for a previous class. I was supposed to drop it yesterday, but I couldn't drop it again. So I'll drop another assignment just to keep us engaged until the next class. All right. So that's all for filtering data in Excel. I'll also share the notes so you can go through it, and with time we'll cover some of the functions that are here. So these are comparison operators. All right, so I don't think I've shared this note with us yet. Using the comparison operators, you can see equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to. All right, so there are other functions like. So as we progress, we'll get to use them gradually. So these are the operators, in operators used to filter based on list of values. So get the basics. All right, get the basics. So we saw how we combined operators for complex conditions. Okay, so this is the note. Select from this is the syntax. We saw we use the AND function here. Okay, we saw something like this. All right, so go through the notes. I'll share the notes, read the notes, and just try to get the basics. All right. So any question at this point before I end the call? At this point, you have any question? Okay. Okay, Sarah.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, sir. Please, I was to ask concerning the assignments. So, how do we like put the assignments in our folder? Do we just save the script file and like post it on our folders after doing the assignment?
Yes, so save. You saw the way I sent a script file. Okay, I sent
Yes,
a
sir.
script
I saw
file.
it.
So you should do it in that format also.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so yes, you should do it in that format also. So any other question? Another question. Okay, Beatrice, your hands are up.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Once more. My own is not a question, it's a plea.
Okay.
Concerning my installation that had issue, please, if you have any other video I can use to follow for the installation, I'll be glad. I'm not using this version you're using. I'm using a lesser one before this one.
Okay, okay.
If there's any video I can follow, I can use to install my